Hello, folks. It's Mad Dog Merv, and welcome to today's show of Mad Dog's Adventures in Warhammer 40K. So, this picture is the one that I used for the announcement to say, hey, we're going to be late today. And unfortunately, I don't have better pictures of this figure because I was in a real hurry to get it finished. I have a good friend, her name's Danielle, who just recently had a birthday, and I was supposed to have this done to give it to her for her birthday. This figure is one of the nuns with guns that I have that is really a warrior with a sword and a helmet, and she's standing on a pile of skulls. I thought this was absolutely perfect to uh, give to her as a little gift. And you can see how she turned out, at least well through the through the glass here. I made a custom display case for it to be able to give to her and for her to enjoy and have something, a legacy piece, if you will, from me that, well, she can just kind of keep on her shelf forever and ever. So, anyway, that was a fun piece that I did, but it was a little bit rushed to get it done. And like I said, I didn't take a lot of photos. So, adding to my color wheel Marines, that group of Marines, it's just a whole bunch of different colors from different factions. I wanted one that was black cherry. So I took one of my Blood Angels and I was looking for a good black cherry color. And, well, I found Zigvalt Burgundy to be just perfect. Just airbrush that over, and you can see how this guy turned out. Now, I decided to do a flesh tear because after checking, it said flesh tears as closest you're going to get to black cherry. And I thought, fine, for me, the flesh tears are going to have a little bit darker color. So here's how he turned out. Got to finish, of course, the scroll work on him.
So you see, I put him on a green base with a bit of crackle, and I wanted a black cherry color. And I got looking into different factions. I asked AI which of the factions, had black cherry armor. Said the closest really was the Flesh Terrors. So I thought, well, I'm going to darken it up just a little bit and go with more of a burgundy. In fact, that's what I wound up painting him, was Zigvalt Burgundy. Over the Blood Angel, he was at one time a Blood Angel. And I gave him the Zigvalt Burgundy, which I think was just what he needed to make the black cherry look. Of course, I gave him the pale skin of someone from that gene seed. Looks like I got a spot on the helmet. I gotta fix. Way to go, Nick. And you see the yellow. Sorry, right there. The yellow teardrop. So that's him. And then I wanted, because I had run into these others that I will show you. I wanted a beautiful, loud lime green because, well, the salamander just isn't a loud light, loud green. So I picked up the paint and decided to go for it, this fluorescent green. And there's 3 different factions that have similar armor color, but I like the Gorgons the best because of the shoulder. The skull was a black skull from the decal sheet, and then of course I painted the snakes by hand. So, and kind of the brown leather for the accoutrements.
Now, I wanted to do a lime green chapter. So I started going through to see who had this bright, just obnoxious green. There's the dark hands that have kind of a lime green color. There's the subjugators. This is a lot closer to what I'm looking for. Yeah, that would be pretty cool. Look at those guys. Yeah, they're pretty neat. But then I found the Gorgons. And I'm like, sold. I got to do these guys. A Medusa head. Oh, yeah, that's going to be what I wind up doing. So I picked up some paint. It was just fluorescent green, is what it turned out being. Went ahead and sprayed it on this character here. And, well, you see how he turned out. The skull is just from the decal sheet with the snakes added. And you can see how he looks here. Of course, there was a little touch up I needed to finish on him before I took these pictures. And there he and the Flesh Terror are together. Now we're going to take a look at them with the whole group of color wheel Marines.
And here is our entire color wheel of different chapters of the Marines. So far, here's where we're at least. The Sanguinary Guard that I made as an Infernus. Why not? Your Ultramarine, your Salamander, an Atlantean Spear, the Turquoise Protector, the Hawk Lord, the Silver Guard, Knights of Gryphonne, of course, an Imperial Fist, a Tauren, a Black Templar, an Iron Snake, and then over to our Blood Angel, and our two latest ones, the Flesh Terror and the Gorgon.
Recently, I picked up for a real deal a couple of these Captains in Terminator armor and some Intercessors, and they were just gray. I thought, what am I going to do with them? I'm making these kill teams. Which kill team do I want to make next? And I thought, oh, the Knights of Gryphonne. Got to have the orange guys. So I just changed his helmet out and went ahead and painted him up in these colors. Now you can see his cape. I went ahead and did it kind of an off-white, and how his cape turned out. Romulus is what it says on the scroll work on the side, and Zeal on the scroll work on his ankle. But I named him Captain Romulus, and here is how he turned out. Used one of those really cool bases that I recently got from the Age of Sigmar set. And I wondered what I was going to do with this, but that turned out well. Okay, so for the Intercessors, I decided to go ahead and put some of them in the Phobos armor. So I used the Phobos strike team from the Kill Team set, great set. And I also used these 5 Intercessors that I had recently purchased. Went ahead and put them on the bases from the Age of Sigmar set that I got. And here's the other 3. Of course, they're not finished. I still got a ways to go on these guys. They take forever to paint, but these are going to be part of that kill team.
And here is a view of them overall, and together as a unit.
Thanks for joining us today, and we'll see you again soon.